Hey guys, it's almost midnight. Today was the second Christmas day, which started already quite bad. Vanessa forgot to turn off her alarm clock that usually goes on Mondays, so just after 3 or 4 hours I woke up at 7:20. Then I had breakfast with her parents. 2 or 3 hours later I had again breakfast with her grandparents. It's already past noon. We had 2 times or 3 times breakfast. A lot of breakfast. But at least the sun is shining. It's a quite beautiful day. Then we took the car to her other grandmother. How much did you drink today?
Nothing. Just...
Sure? I think you had something.
Shot, but
just one shot. So what's planned for today?
I'm now going to my grandmother's house for just an hour, I think, and then...
Again, food and drinks?
Yeah.
To have more cake with whipped cream. Then we went to another party of her family to have our 5th meal, and it's barely 5, where we had even more cake and other sweet stuff. At the end, finally something that wasn't sweet. Pasta with tomato sauce and parmesan. One of my favorite dishes. And then we just came back home here. Vanessa is now already in bed and trying to sleep. And I was thinking to do the next little edition of track submits. The first track that I choose randomly is by Brennan Wolf. It's one of his own produced and written songs. He also did the vocals, so everything you're about to listen to is made by him, and he wants to know what, in my opinion, is the aspect of his music that needs to be improved the most.
That night, you're the only one I felt was right. She said, no way, I'm here all night. She said, no way, I'm here all night.
This track is actually really nice. It's a bit progressive house, EDM kind of, and I'm really impressed always by people that produce and also sing themselves. The only one I can come up with that really does it well, or kind of well, is Calvin Harris, although his singing is still the weaker part. In this case it's both on the same level. I like the production and the vocals. There are 2 things I'd like to see improved. One of them is improving the vocals a bit more, I think, with a bit more EQing, compression, and setting the reverbs right, and maybe putting a bit of chorus on top of it to make the vocals wide, or maybe just sing the same lines again, layer them, pan them differently, just being a bit more creative and polishing the vocals a bit more would make them just fit a bit better to the track and just make them generally better. And the second thing has actually to do with the production. You have in your track the kick and the sub bass. They both go really good along, but there's a higher bass missing, or a low pad or piano sound, so something that takes the space maybe between 70, 80 and 150 Hertz. There's like a gap a little bit. And this part is actually the most interesting for electronic music. That's the part that you will hear on smaller speakers as a bass sound, and without it, it sounds a bit empty at this specific frequency. And I think other than that, the mixing was really good, the arrangement was good, the lyrics and everything is fine, so just keep on going what you're doing. And I think you will eventually have a super good track. And if you sing yourself, you won't have the problem that probably most other producers have, and that is trying to find a really good singer and songwriter. The next track is by Ja H. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. He has been making music now for a couple of months. This is his third song, and he likes to have some EQing, mixing, chord and melody tips. So let's press play. Really cool track that is super unique. I've actually never heard something like that. It has a little bit of future bass, chopped up, pitched vocals, but different. I've actually never heard something that goes into this direction. I like the drumming a lot, the mixing is good. I think what could really improve this track and be the next step is trying to get a better piano sound. The piano sounds a little bit cheap, and I think if you have the fundamental note just one octave below of your chords, it would give the piano a bit more bass and sound a bit better and fuller, especially in the break part where the piano is playing on its own and it doesn't really cover the entire frequency spectrum. Let me listen again to it, maybe I can find even more. So maybe the piano sound and the vocals are a tiny bit too loud, maybe 1 or 2 dB, not a lot, but a tiny bit. Lowering them could help the track. And the track has like 2 main themes, the piano chords and the vocals, and they're running throughout the track. They change a little bit, but I think this track could be more interesting if you add maybe 1 or 2 other elements and just change them, have like A, B parts that are more pronounced than they are right now. I think you just change kind of the way the vocals are playing, but I think more change than that, maybe having a part where you don't have a piano and don't have the vocals and just entirely different things that still fit to the style of the track, that could make it more interesting and more enjoyable to listen to it for the entire time. Next up, a track by Neri. He's 28 years old. He has been producing on and off for about 5 years, and he started with disco edits and now he has more interested in more synthy wave R&B kind of stuff. So yeah, let's listen to it. This sounds very interesting. It's really fantastic. It reminds me a bit more of my older tracks where I did more new disco stuff. So you can definitely hear from the samples that it's kind of related to funk, new disco music. And what I really think is the most brilliant part about it, and what he definitely gets right, is having these breaks and this a lot of space and air in the track that makes it immediately very funky. A lot of people always say funk is about the notes that you don't play, and having these stops and starts again makes it very groovy, and he does that with the drums and also with the bass, and this just makes it really nice and different than other club music where it's just a pounding kick and bass constantly hitting. The only thing that I dislike, and I think it's hurting the track a bit, are the pitch down vocals. They don't really seem to fit into the track, and I know why he did it. I also did it for the same reason. If you just can't get a singer and songwriter, you just pick a random a cappella, pitch it down, try to change it so that nobody recognizes it, and try to make a track. And there are a lot of tracks that did this really great, but I think this time to do it is a bit over. It was overused for a couple of years, and I think this track would be perfect with just the right vocals on top. So try to find somebody that could sing on top of this track. Maybe somebody's watching that also likes the track and is a singer and songwriter. It would be really cool to see this thing and hear it finished. Hello? Hello? Somebody's pocket calling me. So where was I? Track really cool, just needs vocals that are on the same level, and I might even have the right label for it. I used to do this kind of music for quite some time, so I still have a couple of contacts, so just hit me up whenever it's done. I think that's it. Even I sometimes need a little bit of sleep, and after getting kind of tortured the entire day with constant food, I think I had 5 or 6 meals throughout the day. I'm a bit tired, and I went to bed at 3 or something like that, woke up at 7 again, and then yeah, constant food, constant wine and all this kind of stuff. So pretty tired. I just have to clean up this package, present wrapping area, and then going to bed. Tomorrow is another exciting day in the studio. Oh, another attraction, fields.